Hello. So the first thing that I noticed about A Midsummer Night's Dream was that it was in fact a comedy. And typically when I think of Shakespeare personally, I think more of like a tragedy such as Romeo and Juliet or Othello or those types of things. So the fact that it was a comedy itself was surprising to me. Two values that I think are important in this are the role of jealousy as basically the main plot line uh, results because Helena takes and follows Lysander and Hermia into the woods, and because she is jealous and she wants to like show their plot to everybody, uh, and that just starts kind of the whole issue and the whole plot line of the story. And I think that another one is just how like crazy love can make you be, and how love is illogical and makes you do rational, logical things. And specifically on page 8, it actually says that love looks not with the eyes but with the mind, saying that love isn't like a physical thing that you can see that makes sense. It's more of like a fantasy realm thing that um, you just see and hope works out. Um, One thing that I had to look up was why Puck was both called Puck and Robin Goodfellow. And the reason being is, or that I found out, is that Puck actually comes from Old English. Puck means like demon, actually. So it's the actual type of being that he is, being like a hobgoblin, which explains why he's like mischievous and at times malicious. Um, Basically, gender is super important, and I feel that it's most displayed in the very beginning. Um, Basically, Hermia wants to marry Lysander rather than Demetrius, but Demetrius says, "You are your father's property, and therefore it is his right to give you away. It is not your position. And if you don't want to marry who your dad says you want to marry, then you have to become a nun or die." And so it just kind of shows how that superiority, how the father is viewed as like a god because he's masculine and male and all that stuff. And so, furthermore, I think that the women are portrayed as more like, I don't want to say crazy, but like illogical throughout the whole process with love, as getting into fights and doing all of that, or all of those things. Originally, having all of the female characters played by males, I think that this would turn the audience more towards like a male category. And the reason being is because it would be easier to laugh at the women characters, even knowing or just knowing for a fact that they were men and that everybody else was going to be laughing as well. It more downplays the role of women, even, or downplays the role of women even more in their society. And two questions I have are, how familiar with fairies would the audience have been? Was that like a common mythological creature? And why was it set in Athens if Shakespeare was a British author? Like, what is the significance of Athens itself?